Hello, VC, and all of my record collecting brothers and sisters. It's that time of year again. The Mega Record Fair is just around the corner. This time around, I'm going to get into the spirit and share with you some info, tips, and best practices to make any trip to the big event fun and enjoyable. Now, this will be divided into a 6-episode series, so sit back and enjoy what I hope will be a fun ride. So if you're new here, welcome in, and if you're a repeat offender, welcome back. I'm Johnny, you're watching Channel 910, and this is the Road to Den Bosch. So before we get fully engaged in conversation, I ask that you like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. If you have something to say, drop it down there in the comments. And if you know somebody who might like this video, definitely share it with them. It helps us out over here. While money, transportation, record bags, things like that seem kind of obvious to a lot of people, there are some smaller items that aren't as obvious but are very helpful at an event like the Mega Record Fair. A portable power bank. These things come in super handy if you're going to be using a cell phone, and I know you are. You're going to be on Discogs. You're going to be looking up all of those records. You're going to be snapping photos. You're going to be taking videos for your friends. You're probably going to be streaming music into your earbuds while you're flipping through records. You're going to drain your battery. You need at least one of these. Know your equipment, and if you know your phone is one that just drinks the juice, then have as many of these as is necessary, and make sure these are charged too. So don't go in there with a battery charger that has no charge left on it. So portable power station is a must-have on your list of things. Hand sanitizer. You're going to be flipping through a lot of records that have had thousands of dirty fingers on them. You're going to be shaking hands and giving high fives to vendors or maybe even other record collectors that you meet along the way. You're going to be handling cash. Then you're going to want to eat something. There's only a handful of bathrooms in this entire venue. As large as it is, not many bathrooms. And while a good old-fashioned hand washing with soap and water is best, this hand sanitizer works well in a pinch. So make sure you have this in your shoulder bag or your rucksack for your trip to Den Bosch. Magnifying glass. Or readers. Or both. Now, oftentimes, you're going to find yourself looking at matrix numbers on these specific pressings, trying to figure out exactly which one you're looking at, and having a magnifying glass or the readers will definitely help you to decipher whether that is a 6 or a G. Is that a B or an 8? Sometimes it's hard to tell. These do come in handy when it comes to that, and they work even better when used with something else. A pocket flashlight or torch. And it doesn't take much. It can be one of these little guys right here. It fits nicely in your pocket, and it gives you all the light you're going to need to be able to read that matrix. It even helps, especially in some of the more dimly lit areas of the venue, to identify any kind of like very fine surface marks on a record. And while the venue is well lit throughout, there are some areas, especially some vendors that have very elaborate booths set up. It can be kind of difficult to see the record. There's no like direct light. The ceilings are really high. So having something like this to just kind of shine right onto the record helps out a lot. So highly recommend the pocket flashlight. Because you could use the one that's on your phone, but then we get back to the battery charger situation. You're already draining the battery on the phone, so why do that? Like one little AA battery in this thing will last you the entire weekend, so you can't go wrong with this. A sound burger. So if you're not familiar with what a sound burger is, it is a portable record player that is made by Audio-Technica. These things are super handy for basically having a record player on the go. It's powered by a lithium battery, so it's rechargeable, it's Bluetooth, and it gives you the ability to listen to records right there on the spot at a record show. Now, the Den Bosch show, this Mega Record Fair, may not be the best place to have one of these simply because of, and I've talked about it a lot, this place is crowded. It's very busy, and the vendors will probably get a little frustrated with you if you're taking up a lot of time and space having to listen to that beat up copy of Fleetwood Mac Rumors just to make sure it doesn't crackle. Spoiler alert, it's probably going to crackle. So, I mean, yeah, they're cool to have, but breaking this bad boy out in this type of environment is probably just going to get you dirty looks from both the vendors and the other buyers, to be honest with you. They don't want to deal with that crap either. So, while they're good to have and you could still do this, I don't recommend it, but to each his own. There's probably a lot of other things that you guys have experienced in all of your record show goings abouts that are handy to have as well. So you can always drop that down in the comments and we can talk about that. And maybe I can improve my little list of nice to haves at these record shows. So you say you can't make it to the big show this spring. That's okay. This does occur twice a year. I do encourage you to plan way ahead. Hotels do book up quickly. Flights only get more expensive. And as you can see from watching this series, and I'm hoping you watch the whole series, that there's a lot of planning that goes into making this a very successful yet fun trip. And if you'd like to experience this record fair live in real time over the magic of the internet, you can join us over on Whatnot, where we'll be live streaming both Saturday and Sunday of which will actually be auctioning off items right there from the record fair. So hope you can join us over there. Just follow this QR code link. And hey, if it's your first time on Whatnot, by scanning that QR code, then you get $15 off your first purchase. So hey, you could make this a really special record fair. But if you're unable to join us live on Whatnot, that's okay, because I will still be posting a recap video here on YouTube that'll walk you through the entire process of Den Bosch and show you what everything is like, much like this video from last year in November. But I'll try to hit some of the things that I didn't talk about in that video so as not to just be a repeat of that one. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this little series of episodes that I threw together for the upcoming Mega Record Fair in Den Bosch, Netherlands. If you're not going, maybe this gave you a little bit of insight for a future trip that you can plan. And if you are going to this one, then maybe this gave you a couple of neat little pointers. And hey, hopefully I'll see you there. Look for me. Hey, we'll take a photo and give a high five, and then we'll use some hand sanitizer. But whether I see you at Den Bosch at the Mega Record Fair or I see you on the next video here on Channel 910, I ask you to be cool, love each other, and if you're spinning, you're winning.